Ooh, welcome everyone to the Daily Juice Podcast on the Betting Pros Network. I'm your host, Sean, stacking the money green. And as always, Daily Juice is being brought to you by BetMGM. Use our promo code JUICE150 and you got yourself up to $8,000 risk-free bet. That's right. All right, what a night of baseball. Again, these are the nights that just make you feel alive as a sports gambler. 2-1, up 0.9 units. But again, for me, it wasn't about the result. It was just about the amazing extra innings juice I felt. And we'll walk through the picks here. Got more baseball coming. Not gonna go too far off the reservation as far as what's been working. Spoiler alert. We'll mix it up. We got some NFL preseason coming up and maybe dabble with some WNBA playoffs. But again, I think we're just gonna keep riding this horse and waiting until the gambling gods bring a new dealer over and then you have to say goodbye. Right now we're just a little. They changed the shoe. The mojo's still there. It's the same dealer. Once a new dealer comes in and we go ice cold, then it's time to pick up our chips, move on to a new angle. But all right, enough blackjack metaphors. Let's get to the recap. Very close to 3-0, but also to the other side, very close to 1-2. Starting off with the Orioles, plus 1.5 on the run line. The Orioles won outright because they win outright every time I have them on the run line as a dog. I'm scared to move it to the money line. Scared money don't make money, but I should switch it up. But I love getting that 1.5 with a team that just has no quit. Even when they're down 2-0, you know they're going to come back. They get the outright win 4-2. Dodgers, God, man, lost in the 11th, 4-5. Oh, that was tough because they were down, then they came back. Like I kind of mentioned, that pitcher, young guy, gonna give up a home run. He settled down. That's what happened, and then just couldn't get it done in the 11th there. And I was listening. I was going back and forth on the radio on Sirius, listening to the home calls of the Dodgers and the Cubs. And the Cubs also got it done in the 11th. Man, that Cubs win was I pretty fortunate because, for a while there, they're up 3-0, then they're up 4-1. We had them laying 1.5 on the run line, so you're feeling pretty good. Okay. Then it's 4-3, and you're like, oh, no, they're going to blow this. Then it's 4-4, and then all of a sudden I'm talking myself into them getting the cover in extra innings, end up pulling it out 7-5, laying the -1.5. Never a doubt. That was an insane sweat. I thought they'd be able to hit Corbin, which they were, but not enough to give them a massive lead. Bullpen gave it back. It's just classic baseball. So fortunate to get that extra innings win. Maybe, I don't know. The Dodgers, they just don't lose many games. But they did cover the run line. I stayed away because it was plus 1.5, -200. But the run line Dodgers stayed alive. Very rare you see them as a dog. Speaking of dogs, have you guys entered to win the Brian Dawkins jersey yet? That guy's just a first ballot Hall of Fame dog. From top to bottom, the guy was just an awesome player to watch. If you love football, you gotta love Brian Dawkins. So head over to youtube.com/bettingpros. Subscribe to the Betting Pros channel if you haven't already. Comment on this video, and you got a chance to win the autographed Brian Dawkins jersey, courtesy of Pristine Auction. Turn those comments or turn your notifications on. So when you ultimately win the Brian Dawkins jersey and we send you a message saying, congrats, you've won, you don't miss out. All right, let's get to the picks. Kicking it off. Give me my Philadelphia Phillies -1.5, plus 110 at the Reds. Phillies are working their way. They've been looking pretty good against the run line. Shout out to the guy in Discord who thanked me for the Phillies pick yesterday, even though I wasn't on the Phillies. I guess that's when you know you've arrived as a homer. People are like, hey, great Phillies pick. Well, I didn't give it out on the show, but and maybe it's the Catholic guilt in me. I've had it happen a couple times where someone in the Discord or Twitter at Sean T. Green reaches out and says, hey, great work on the pick. And then I go, well, actually, I didn't have that. I mean, in this case, I did bet the Phillies. I didn't give it out on the show, but I'm not going to be the guy who touts, my personal picks went 4-0. Everyone finds that super annoying. But when when someone thanks me, I always correct them. But yeah, again, you just kind of assume I'm going to be on the Phillies run line. And especially in this case, Ranger Suarez on the road. Again, Phillies bats have been alive and well. They got shut out back-to-back games against the Mets, and now they're making up for lost time against the Reds. But Ranger Suarez, he is one of these guys better on the road than at home. 6-1 with the 2.69 ERA on the road. At home, he's 2-4, 4.69 ERA. So very obvious the trend here. He's on the road laying 1.5. Like that a lot. And the Phillies bats, 15 runs so far, past 2 games against the Reds. I think they can put up some good numbers against them here as well. And, the Reds pitcher, Nick Lodolo, 3-4, 4.72 ERA. He's okay, but again, I think this is the Phillies' time. They've been hot overall in July. They've just been hot in the Rob Thompson era. They get it done, -1.5 on the run line, +110 over on DraftKings. Check that out. Next up, wouldn't be a show without me taking the Orioles as a 1.5 dog on the run line, -135 on DraftKings against the Toronto Jays here. Orioles update. You guys could just add one every time. 76-40 on the run line, 68-32 on the run line as a dog, and that's the only time we bet them is when they're a dog. And newsflash, this Orioles team might just be good. I don't want to jinx it, but first off, they're incredibly clutch. And now they're only a half game back from the wild card, and the team they're behind is the Jays. So I think they just got a nice mojo going. I'm going to continue to ride it. And the Jays are kind of the complete opposite. 1-6 straight up in their last 7. They're as cold as a Canadian winter. Meanwhile, the Orioles pitcher, Austin Voth, he's been good as of late. You look at his season-long numbers, not that impressive. Maybe someone you want to fade, but you look at his last 4 starts, he's got a 2.95 ERA. That's all the O's need. Get a nice 5-3 win. -1.5, but they're +1.5. They can maybe they lose 5-4. This O's team isn't going down without a fight, and that's why I love betting on them. Jays pitcher Ross Stripling, 5-3, 3.16 ERA. But again, he's not on the Orioles, so we're betting against him. It's just that simple. Almost as simple as the Betting Pros pick tracking app. Have you guys gotten involved with this thing? I mean, I'm looking at mine right now, and it just has Orioles and just green right next to it. All you got to do is go to bettingpros.com/pick-tracking, sync all your picks. So just log in with all your sportsbook logins, and obviously you should be, finding the best prices, which you can use with the Betting Pros app as well. Log in there, sync all your accounts, and then you don't have to manually keep track of it. Make your life way easier. Bettingpros.com/pick-tracking. Final pick of the night. Again, the run line came through. It was +5-1, -200. Stayed away from it and went money line instead. Got bit there, but Dodgers -1.5, +100 at the Brewers. Dodgers on the run line, 73-42, 38-22 on the road as the road team. And I said this last night, they're usually pretty good coming off a loss. So this is, it's just, I'm double checking was it back-to-back losses? No, because they won that. All right, so they've lost 2 out of the last 3 games, which is unheard of for this Dodgers team, and another reason why we want to get on the Dodgers here. And really, it's a similar handicap to last night against the Brewers, but with a much better pitcher. Tony Gonsolin on the mound, 14-1. Gonsolin has started 21 games this season. They are 14-7, covering the -1.5, but more impressively, 10-2 their last 12. The Dodgers have become a different team, especially on the run line this summer. It is a magical summer, the summer of the Dodgers, the summer of the Orioles. Eric Lauer for the Brewers. Again, he's solid, but Gonsolin is just so much better. Better whip, better ERA, better win-loss, better walks per 9, better home runs per 9. I mean, Lauer is almost double Gonsolin, and Lauer gave up 2 home runs last game. I'm predicting 2 Dodger home runs. These bats are alive and well for the Dodgers. All right, so to recap, Dodgers -1.5 on the run line, +100 on win. Orioles +1.5, -135 on DraftKings. And my Fightins, the Phillies at -1.5, +100 on DraftKings as well. All right. Hey, as always, head over to BetMGM. Get that promo. Risk-free bet up to $1,000. Juice 150. Follow us on TikTok at Betting Pros. Follow me on Twitter at Sean T. Green. Check out my other show, Sports Gambling Podcast. 32 NFL team previews. Also going to be doing preseason picks, the full slate there. Going to be giving out preseason picks here as well. But Sports Gambling Podcast, check it out. I think you guys will enjoy it. And for now, you know what to do. Subscribe, rate, and review. And as always, don't forget to let it ride.